8:40, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. People asking me, Chris, I need to hold you accountable.
You need to hold me accountable?
I sure do.
Wow.
Whoa.
Johnny's here and Jay's here as well. Whoop, whoop. Who was that?
That was me.
Was that you?
Yeah.
All right. Were you whooping for you or Jay?
I was just whooping for the great day.
It's just a
smell of freedom.
Just a whoop in general.
Yeah.
You were whooping for the ass whooping that Kamala Harris got.
Amen, brother.
I like that.
Yeah, I do.
I like
Huh?
that.
That was good. Well
And you
done.
people tell me not to tell jokes. Which, by the way, a common comment yesterday,
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten about holding you accountable. common comment last night at the Dealio was, don't stop telling jokes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So who do I listen to? The scores of people that told me that they actually appreciate my often quirky brand of humor,
That would be the audience.
or my wife.
I think you have to listen to the people.
Yeah, you have to listen to the audience.
I was getting a lot of comments last night, too, from the audience. They kept coming up to me and saying, wow, you are so much better looking than the other guys. And I'm going to use that same line of thinking, and I'm going to agree with the
Well, yeah,
people.
because they put that on a stupid promo. You know they put that on a promo?
I did hear
Yeah,
the
they
promo.
did.
Do they still
Correct.
run that? Because I said to Johnny, the first time I heard that promo, where it basically, I don't know exactly what it said, but it said something about how Chris Hand was the only good-looking host.
Yeah, he said something about everybody doesn't have a face for TV. Not talking about me personally, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, it's sort of like, well, I'm not going to judge anybody else's looks, although Murphy does need a haircut, and I think it's going to happen pretty soon.
Can we talk about Murphy haircut? I want him to go with the mullet. And
You
I'm going
want him to go
I'm
as
going
a
to start
mullet?
lobbying for a mullet. At least for a short time.
the Murphy mullet.
We need a Murphy mullet.
As a man who had a mullet for many years, mullets can be kind of tough.
Yeah, they can.
Because, you know, when you brush the hair through, the comb through your hair, it gets stuck sometimes. I'd get these really nasty, like, rat nests in my hair. Okay, why is there silence? Somebody say something.
Not anymore.
What I was allowing to happen was for people to process the theater of the mind of you getting a rat nest out of your mullet.
Look, I had Axl Rose kind of locks. Super dope. All right. I'm going to hold you accountable.
All right, hold me accountable. I'm here for it.
I'm in the middle of a commercial. And it's a particularly difficult commercial. I love my friends at Busy Bee, but sometimes the stuff I have to say is rather difficult. And so I hit this line. Busy Bee has a limited number of 14 SEER 1 and 1.5 to 3 tons split heat pumps for only $69.95, right? So this is way peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I practiced that line a lot because that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
And so, but it's a great deal and they want to promote it. So I see as I hit that line, Chris Hand out in the hallway doing the freedom dance.
That's it. That's what it's called now. It's the freedom dance.
So I'm hitting that line and then I look over there and see Hand doing the freedom dance and I shanked the line. You didn't hear. I actually had to stop and say, let me try that a third time.
Yeah, you had to start over.
Listen, I've hit that same line, and I'm like, I don't know what this means. This is why we call Busy Bee. We got experts to handle this for us.
That's exactly right.
I don't know if this is real or a typo, but I'm just going to roll with it.
Well, and Chris got me so well this morning. Comes into the studio and he goes, "What's that smell in the hallway? You smell it?" I said, "No, I haven't smelled anything." He goes, "Smell of freedom."
Wow, smell that freedom, boy.
I mean, can we talk about last night?
Sure.
What a night.
Oh, well,
How good was that?
4 hours.
It's about last night.
I feel good.
You should.
You feel good?
I do feel good.
I have hope again.
You guys ready for a hot take? You ready?
Sure.
DeSantis would have lost that race. DeSantis would have lost. I just want all my DeSantis bros out there to understand. You would have lost if it was your guy.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
I agree. And I agree with your hot take. what I've said, and then I'll let you do your hot take, is that
I can return fire.
for people on Super Talk TV, I just did, when I said hot take, I did air quotes.
And he's so proud of it.
One of the things that I've been saying is, DeSantis, and I was a DeSantis guy. I liked Ron DeSantis. But he wouldn't have invoked the passions for Donald Trump. And I said this many times now. He wouldn't invoke the passions like people have for Donald Trump. DeSantis just wouldn't have.
No, on both sides, I think you're absolutely right, because he wouldn't have made the left as insane, which wouldn't have drove up the base. It would have, what came first, right? The chicken or the egg?
Right, right.
Yeah, DeSantis would have lost.
Yep.
Chris, you're beginning to really piss me off, and I'm going to tell you why.
What did I do now? All right, I come in, I'm being held accountable, I'm pissing people off.
Well, here's the deal. When did I hire you?
July of 2023.
About a year and a half ago or so?
Yep.
Do you know, I don't know if you keep score, you've been right on literally everything.
Damn, it feels good.
So you're angering me.
What have I been right about?
You were right about Trump. There were days when I was like, I'm walking out of the studio and it's like, Jesus, he's so wrong about Trump. I had you and I know, we talked about it. And I would get frustrated with Trump, and you never lost hope.
No.
It was like, he comes in with his Trump hat and he is ready to go. And I'm like, listen, I'm just telling you, there were days where I was frustrated with Trump, and I've been honest about that from day one. And you can be a big time, it's like being married.
It is.
You love Donald Trump, you love your spouse or whatever it is, you get ticked at him from time to time.
Yeah.
Man, Chris never lost hope.
And I'm sure at certain points people would have accused me of almost being like a homer for Trump, like, oh, you love your team no matter what, and you're always going to root for him. I just felt confident the entire time. Well,
and I said this earlier, about a week ago, but when Rogan was on his podcast and said that, Republicans were the new, basically the young people.
Yep.
The rockers type,
the rebels
party. Chris said that first. I remember when he first did, I thought, I don't know, man. He may be shooting too far there, but he's right. I mean, he turned out to be totally right.
People are asking you to do the freedom dance on the camera. That's not what you did. That's not what you did in the hallway.
I did. There was a little shimmy involved, too.
He's doing the white man overbite.
And I did the bite. That's how excited I am.
You got churn the butter.
I got to do the butter.
You
get some groceries. Right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot. We can do the sprinkler. We can get in there.
The sprinkler.
Listen, I'm here for it.
Nothing says white man like the sprinkler.
If you want to request a bad dance on Super Talk TV, today is your day to do it.
That's exactly
I'm in a dancing mood.
So, how much sleep have you gotten? I'm 31 hours. I went to the hotel across the street. Was not able to sleep. And so I basically laid there for an hour and a half listening to children running up and down the hallway and just
isn't that fun?
Collecting my own thoughts. And I finally said, heck with it, I'm going to go into the office and start planning this award-winning broadcast.
I got 4 hours of sleep last night.
I hate you.
I went home and then I watched Trump's victory speech, and then I was like, all right, that's it. And I was watching a lot of the CNN reaction. They weren't as salty as I thought they were going to be on CNN. In fact, Jake Tapper was a little bit more reserved than quite a few people.
Did you hear the audio? Oh.
If you were looking for salt last night, it was on MSNBC.
Oh, it's on there this morning too.
Yep.
I said we got a busy day today. A super tech a listener on Twitter sent me. He's like, we got to watch The View.
Oh,
we got to watch Morning Show.
Yeah,
we got a full day ahead of us.
Jake Tapper. We talked about this last night during the debate, by the way. Not the debate, the election. Jake Tapper and is his name Paul King on CNN?
Yes.
And they're going over the big maps, the election maps, and the topic of Harris outperforming Biden comes up, and the question was asked: is she doing better than Biden, like anywhere?
Take me back to the places where Donald Trump is overperforming. Are there any places where Kamala Harris overperformed from where Biden did?
Are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here.
So he brings up it's John King, I think. And John King brings up the map and it's literally blank.
Holy smokes. There you go. Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
By 3% or more.
That's your candidate. That's who you folks brought to the table, man.
Part of me thinks it was just a Democrat reset. Like they thought there was no way they were going to win and they had to get rid of Kamala before 2028. Had to be.
Do you agree with me on Paul Shapiro? Josh Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro. I almost said Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. I'll agree with you on any Shapiro you'd like, Dan. run the gamut.
with Josh Shapiro, where he knew this was going to be a train wreck and he didn't want to defile his political career.
I'm like teetering between either it was Josh's call or it was the fact that he was too Jewish.
Or it could have been the DNC's call, knowing that they did not want to defile his, his presidential.
Well, who does the DNC have up next? It's either going to be Newsom, Shapiro, or Wes Moore, right?
It cannot be Gavin Newsom. California is too much of a train wreck, and the whole EV mandate, the reparations thing. Democrats know that reparations that's a loser policy.
I get that it doesn't make sense to people looking at it realistically, but we're talking about a party that just nominated Kamala Harris after nominating Dementia Joe, after nominating Pantsuit Hillary.
Do you know?
I mean, like, let's, we got.
I believe that I'm right. That's all I got. And that's all I got because I want to play this last bite for you. This is, I think, that Dana White last night with Trump.
I love this.
This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the last several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hard-working man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family.
That's absolutely right.
I want to thank some people real quick. I want to thank the Nelk boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bustle with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
I think one of the things
that... Thank you, America.
One of the things...
Have a good night.
You too. One of the things that we certainly learned from this election, again, is that mainstream media is absolutely dead.
Oh, 100%.
All those names, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, the
Nelk boys,
whatever. And you had all of these celebrities and all the media and this whole manipulation campaign. And all Trump did was go on some podcasts, courtesy of Barron Trump.
Yep. He followed Barron's strategy to hit the youth voters. And to your point about, celebrities and legacy media, the conversation online is dictated by these podcasters. And when you see a celebrity endorsement, the conversation online has been, oh, I wonder if they have a Diddy tape on them.
Yep.
That's been the conversation, every celebrity endorsement we've gotten. So, the strategy paid off tenfold.
Well, remember, if you don't think about anything else today, think about this.
Why's America voted for him?
Racism.
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 It's racism.
Well, you know what Chris is going to have coming up next.
Dancing, dancing, dancing.
She's a dancing machine.
Oh, yeah. We are.
Yes, sir.
We are. We got some dancing lined up on the show today.